Today, I will focus on a movie that possesses all the essential components of a great film, including believable character development, unexpected plot twists, relatable experiences, comedic relief, and above all, a well-crafted plot. Before we proceed, however, I must issue a spoiler alert. If you have not yet had the chance to view this film, I highly recommend that you do so before continuing with our conversation. Without further delay, let us delve into the world of this movie. The story begins with a determined bunny named Judy, who aspires to become the first bunny cop in the bustling city of Zootopia, despite her parents' objections. Since childhood, Judy attempted to pursue this dream but was bullied by a fox as a consequence. However, this setback did not deter her. She remained steadfast in her ambition and enrolled in the police academy. Initially, like her peers, she struggled to pass the rigorous obstacle courses, failing to succeed in even a single one. Nonetheless, through sheer determination and rigorous training, Judy learned to adapt to different situations and leverage her competitors' strengths to her advantage. Consequently, she emerged as the top performer in her class and the first bunny cop in Zootopia. This is an exemplary illustration of how to create a compelling female character. By showcasing her failures and explaining her eventual triumph, the story emphasizes the character's perseverance and resilience. Even iconic male characters such as Superman require a weakness like kryptonite to maintain their appeal and to avoid becoming tedious. Judy subsequently assigned to Zootopia, a metropolis aptly named for its diverse array of animals coexisting harmoniously in an idyllic society. The main narrative revolves around a series of missing predator cases that have been given top priority by the police force, effectively turning the movie into a detective story. Despite graduating as the top-performing student in her class, Judy is relegated to parking duty by Police Chief Bogo, who overlooks her abilities. This serves as a valuable lesson in life, as post-graduation, your classmates are no longer relevant, and your coworkers only care about how well you perform your duties in the real world. Consequently, Judy is treated as a rookie cop with no experience, especially given that she is the first of her kind in the police force. It is unsurprising that she is initially sidelined. However, Judy manages to secure one of the cases with the assistance of Dawn Bellwether, the mayor's assistant, who does not have much faith in Judy's abilities. In fact, Dawn only helps Judy because she anticipates her failure, as later revealed in the movie. While this may seem like an erroneous assumption, the case lacks any witnesses and concrete evidence, so Judy would have failed if not for the aid of Nick, a fox who becomes her unlikely ally. Chief Bogo assigns Judy a case with the caveat that she must solve it within 48 hours, failing which she will have to resign. It is understandable that the first 48 hours in a missing person case are critical, as the kidnapper could travel farther away, leading to a wider search area and making it harder to find the victim. However, the condition is excessively harsh. It seems as though the chief is looking for a reason to get rid of the rookie cop on her first case. He expects her to solve the case alone, without the aid of experienced cops as partners, even though the case is linked to other cases, which one could deduce that the person behind one case is probably related to the others. Judy is left with no backup and nearly gets herself killed in the process. It is unlikely that the chief or anyone else in the force could have performed well during their early days. While other cops had been working on the case before Judy, none of them managed to solve it within 48 hours. The case only had one clue, a photo of the missing auto last taken, and there is a fox's tail in the frame. Fortunately, this was all that was needed to progress the investigation, thanks to Nick providing Judy with various contacts. However, at first, Nick refused to cooperate since he didn't have good experience with the cop. While over-talking to Judy recklessly, Nick ends up criminating himself. Judy then uses his words against him. All he has to do to stay out of trouble is to remain silent. That is a legal counsel that lawyers usually tell their clients: do not talk to the police, whether you are guilty or not, because they might use your words against you, and most of us know little about the law or how the law works. You cannot get away from the thing they accuse you of by talking to the police. However, Nick still did not learn even after Judy used his words against him. He thinks it's her words against his. Let's assume that Judy did not record the conversation. She is a police officer and you are a con artist and a fox that got stereotyped, whose word's gonna hold up more in the court of law. Judy's smart enough to come up with various tricks to drag Nick along. After pursuing various clues, they both got captured by Mr. Big's people. Mr. Big is a crime boss in town that does not like Nick. In contrast to his name, Mr. Big turns out to be very tiny. What implies is that power does not come from who you are or what's your size, but come from who follows your order. Luckily, Judy's good deed pays off since Mr. Big's daughter is the one that Judy saved before. Judy and Nick eventually found the hideout of all captured predators through traffic cam, again with the help of the mayor's assistant. Mayor Lionheart, who pressured the police chief to crack the case, actually got them all captured in an attempt to find out what was wrong with them. He makes a perfect suspect because he's himself a predator, has all power to get the job done, and has the incentive to hide the problem from the public to stay in power. Judy, who is the officer that cracks the case, went on to talk to reporters. She got carried away while answering questions and mistakenly reveals an unconfirmed biological theory about why all these predators turn savage. As a result, Nick, who is biologically a predator, got upset with her words and has a fallout with her. Here is one more important lesson about why police do not reveal certain info to the public. Because it's unconfirmed, and even if it's true, it unintentionally causes public unrest. It's better to say that we don't know it yet, rather than speculation. Because of her words, all predators are discriminated against and presumed guilty of violence. Judy realized what she had done to the city and later resigned. She went back to her home and helps her parents sell fruits. She happens to meet Gideon Gray, the fox who used to bully her when she was a kid. Growing up really changed him. He comes to apologize to Judy, realizing how a jerk he was to Judy. This moment is something many of us can relate to in real life. We all have encountered friends or classmates who acted like jerks in the past, but when we meet them again years later, they turn out to be completely different persons. During the conversation, Gray and her parents mention the existence of flowers called night howlers that can drive anyone crazy, whether predator or prey. This proves to be the missing clue that Judy had been searching for all along. Afterward, Judy rushes to meet up with Nick once more time and persuades him to assist her in finding the source of the night howlers and the individuals responsible for their creation. After uncovering the location where the substance is being manufactured, they set out to bring the evidence to the police station for processing. But their plans are thwarted by none other than the mayor's assistant. Just as Judy is about to turn over the evidence to Dawn, she got suspicious of her sudden appearance because nobody knows her location. The only logical explanation is that she is involved in this somehow. In a stunning plot twist, it is revealed that the seemingly innocent and helpful sheep who had been assisting Judy from the start is actually the mastermind behind the entire operation, not the mayor. This twist catches many off guard as sheep are often portrayed as meek, harmless creatures. Dawn is like Judy, underestimated and unappreciated, but she chooses the dark path while Judy chooses to prove her capability. Judy and Nick, while got surrounded by her people, devise a plot to get her confession by letting her think she's winning. Judy reenacts her performance as prey in her childhood to fool her, while Nick already switches the bullets. This buys them enough time for the police force to arrive on the scene to arrest her and got a recorded confession to convict her. So what makes the plot of this movie so brilliant? It's the way the story is set up. What is the chance that a city full of prey and predators will live together in harmony? It is natural for there to be a conflict between the two, and the villain would take advantage of this situation. Dawn, who has inside knowledge of the mayor, sets him up from the start. She helped Judy because she assumed she would fail and the investigation would go nowhere. She would have failed if it was for Nick, who helped her crack the case. Dawn then helped Judy access the security cameras because she knew it would lead to Lionheart. This devious plot allowed her to come to power and stay in power as she plans to keep making predators go savage to keep the population divided. Anyway, what is the moral of the story? In real life, some politicians take advantage of existing social issues to manipulate voters in order to win elections. For example, Hitler takes advantage of existing hatred against Jews. Likewise, social justice warriors did the same thing to attract funding at the expense of affected groups. There are so many academic literature that attributes male violence to biological root. They keep manipulating data on forced sex, domestic violence, sexual assault, and sexual harassment, with poor research design. Their finding usually presumes men as guilty parties to spread victimhood ideology, although only a small minority of men are really found guilty of committing the acts. Are women not getting equal opportunities? Concerning equal opportunity, Judy can enroll in the police academy despite being a bunny, but she still has to pass the obstacle exercise, which turns out to be useful in practice when she pursues a suspect. Nowadays, university, military, and police academy do not close their door to female applicants at all. They even lowered the acceptable standard in favor of women because women cannot pass male standards in the military. Of course, feminists still blame the patriarchy even when the patriarchy creates a double standard to ensure female favoritism. Zootopia is an animated film that might be for kids, yet it takes the adult brain to dig up the insights within. So it can either watch it for entertainment or learn a thing or two from it. It might be just a work of fiction for young minds, but an ingenious plot for adults.